Hi, welcome everyone. Welcome to Life on Track. This is the TV series and the podcast where it's all about helping you get into the driver's seat of your own life, not anybody else's life, your life personally and professionally. I'm Erin, your host, and I'm so excited for today's show. We have an amazing guest, Erik Swanson. I'm going to bring him on in a second. I want to read Erik's bio because he's absolutely incredible. He's Mr. Awesome, and I don't want to leave anything out. As an award-winning international keynote speaker, 13-time #1 best-selling author in 5 different categories of success, and a habits and behavior coach, Erik, Mr. Awesome Swanson, is in great demand around the world. Speaking on average to more than 1 million people per year, and honored to be invited to speak to Business and Entrepreneurial School of Harvard University, as well as joining the TED Talk family with his latest TEDx speech called A Dose of Awesome. Erik is both versatile in his approach and effective in a wide array of training topics. You can easily find Erik sharing stages with some of the most talented and famous speakers of the world, such as Brian Tracy, NASA's performance coach, Dr. Dennis Waitley, from the book and movie The Secret, Bob Proctor, Jack Canfield, John Assaraf, millionaire maker Laurel Langemeier, co-author of Rich Dad, Poor Dad, Outwitting the Devil, 3 Feet from Gold, and Exit Rich, Sharon Lechter, legendary motivator Les Brown, among many others. Mr. Swanson has created and developed the super popular Habitude Warrior Conference, which has a 2-year waiting list and includes 33 top-name speakers, all in a TED Talk style event, which has quickly climbed as one of the top 10 events not to miss in the United States. Erik's motto is clear: NDSO, no drama, serve others. He has also created his Habitude Warrior special edition book series called The 13 Steps to Riches, which includes 13 powerhouse famous celebrity authors, as well as 33 up-and-coming best-selling authors and leaders. Be sure to ask him about his Habitude Warrior Mastermind, which has entrepreneurs, speakers, coaches, business owners, and celebrities all on a virtual platform to collaborate with one another. Welcome, Erik. I'm so excited you're here.
Oh, thank you so much. I appreciate it, Erin. You're the best. Rock and roll. What's up?
This is so great. And I want to thank you, first of all, for just being you, number one. And you're absolutely amazing. And you're an incredible connector. We're going to get into that in a second.
Keep going. Keep going.
This whole Life on Track to be sponsored by Erik Swanson. You're amazing.
Thank you
so
much.
The first question that I ask every expert in everything that I've done for years, whether it's a summit or this show, is how did you get into doing what you're doing and why? I love knowing the purpose behind everything.
Well, let's see. I'll take you way back about 25 years ago. Almost 25 years ago, I met a gentleman named Brian Tracy, and I was invited to come on to work with him and his company, and I had no idea who he was at the time. So I asked my buddies, my friends were engineers and just different types of industries, and I asked them, and I said, yeah, this guy Dick Tracy or something. They're like, and one of my friends like, you mean Brian Tracy? And I was like, yeah, I guess so. And that gentleman is one of the best motivators and trainers and experts and leaders in the world. They said, don't even, I was waiting tables at the time. And a really great individual who I really respected, he said, he was older than me. He was about 20 years older than me. And he ran a big real estate firm over in Texas. And he says, take your menus, take your apron, go to your manager and tell him that I told you to quit. So I did. I literally went over there. I said, look, I just got a job with Brian Tracy. I think I need to give my notice. And they applauded me. You know, it's interesting. Surround yourself with people who are going to cheer you on rather than say, oh, no, we need to keep you, right? So they applauded me. I think they wanted me to leave anyway. No, just kidding. but they're like, you know, I was so excited for you. That's what it's all about. And it was just a beautiful experience. And I started working with Brian. And that was almost 25 years ago. That was 24 years ago.
Wow. And it's literally like you were led to do this because knowing you as well as I do, you're an incredible connector.
Thank you.
You've connected with the most amazing people on the planet. And you continue to every day, like all day, every day. It's the most amazing thing that I get to witness, you know, seriously. And can you
imagine if that was your job all day, every day? Connecting. What do you do? I'm just connecting.
One of your God-given gifts.
Reminds me of I saw a TV show. You ever see I don't know which chocolate it is, but like one of those really nice chocolate, the truffle chocolates, and a TV show, and all you see is this chocolatier is he's got the hat, he's got the chef outfit, nothing's on it. It's all beautiful and white, and white outfit. And he's just stirring the chocolate. That's all. And he's like looking at every single piece. I'm like, doesn't that get old after a while? Like, that's all his job. That's it. Hi, my name's Erik. I'm a chocolatier. That's all he does. Pretty wild.
Constant stirring. But listen, it probably brings him joy. Otherwise, he wouldn't keep doing it, right?
Yeah.
It makes him happy. It lights him up. He gets paid for it. So let's talk about the power of connecting. It's so important who we surround ourselves with, right?
Mm-hmm.
And so can you speak into that, the power of connecting, and again, how important it is to know that we're the sum total of the 5 that we surround ourselves with?
Interesting. Yeah, it's a great point that you just brought up. It's a well-known saying that you're the sum of the 5 people you surround yourself with all the time. And I actually have a personal story about that with Jim Rohn back in the day before he passed away. And I'm happy to share that story with you guys. But it's interesting. Like they say, surround yourself with like-minded people. And I used to believe in that wholeheartedly, but now I realize that maybe it's not surround yourself with like-minded people, because then you'll stay stagnant. Maybe it's look for those up-leveled individuals, those higher level people who are thinking and changing lives, leaders, right? Mm-hmm. So, and then the other thing is, I don't even know if it's only the 5 people. I think it's expanding. For me, we were just talking about this the other day. I mean, how many connections I make on a daily basis, literally a daily basis, through, either your iPhone or that other silly phone that other people use. So it's like, how many connections do you actually make? And honestly, my I call them the ambassadors. My ambassadors of 5 is grown. It's grown into, I have literally about 5 different ambassadors in 5 different categories now. So I have them in my personal life, and I have them in my financial, and I have them in my, in my fun, awesome, attitude life, right? They're all in my life, but I'm just saying in different areas of my life. So it's really critical to grow and learn from these individuals, but make sure you're surrounding yourself with the right people. And it's sometimes, sometimes people get into ruts and they surround themselves with people who are just keeping them down, or not cheering them on. I shared the stage with Dr. Michael Beckwith last year or 2 years ago, right before the pandemic. We had a pandemic recently. So I shared the stage with him, and he would always talk about, who are your friends, and are they literally doing like dances and cheers and rah you to be happy with what your news is, rather than, oh yeah, but, or I could do it better, or I should be included as well. A lot of us have those mentalities of the fact that we're always competing, right? Even in our mindset, even if we don't verbally say it, sometimes we're thinking it. So it's great to change that habitude. I call them habitudes, your habits and your attitude. Change that mentality so that you don't even think about that. So the first thing that you think about is, how can I assist this person in growing, and compliment them and congratulate them and throw them a confetti party, right? So that's what I do. And I don't know if I answered the question. Yes, my name's Erik Swanson.
Yes, you did. You did. And it leads me to my next question, because I love what you're saying. And, people that are just surrounding themselves with people that are just keeping them stagnant, like you said, or they're doing the compare and despair, and, it's such a waste of time. Oh, I gave Erik that. I love it. I love it. So because you are the habits and attitude guru, and I'd love for you to tell the story about, JR, who's the one who helped you coin that as well. That's a great story. And then I'd love for you to speak into how people can break the habit of being mediocre. What a waste of time. You know what I mean? Like, we're here to be exceptional, to have abundance. And I'd love for you to just talk about the habits and attitudes that they can have to get them there. But let's first hear about the JR story.
Yeah, no, let's start with the second one. I like the second one better. Okay. So look, I'll give you a secret about how to not be mediocre. And I'll give you the secret. In fact, I'm going to lean in and tell you guys and make sure nobody's listening. This is only a TV show, right? National or international.
Yes.
So here's what you want to do. Make the decision to not be mediocre. That's the very first thing. And literally that's going to sustain you to not be mediocre.
Yeah.
And then take the action steps. Like we're doing a book. I do these book projects. One of them is called the Principles of David and Goliath, and it's all about the underdog conquering their fears and their triumphs and so forth. It's really cool stuff. But the point is, there's three major areas that we focus in on. The first one is mindset and belief systems. So technically, if you want to not be mediocre and not be like Les Brown told me this, he goes, some of us get into a rut. You know what a rut is? He says a rut is only 6 feet from a grave. That's what a rut is. So,
Okay.
so stop being in a rut, right? Change it, and you have the mentality to do so. Like all of us have noticed, we've all seen these, the potential, like what's the potential that most of us use? They only say up to about 10%. And there's different studies and different ways that I could prove it to you right now that we only use 10% of our potential. It's crazy. But the point is though, decide, make that decision. So mindset and belief systems is number one. Number two would be taking the strategies and the goal methods, literally setting up your own goals and strategies to accomplish whatever you're going to accomplish. That means if I want to get into the tech business or, innovations or anything with, a space journey or building systems that really work for the planet, well, I'll call Elon Musk, right? And check out Tesla and check out what they're doing. If I want to be a #1 best-selling author, then I don't go to someone who sorry, family, but I don't go to my family members who are not authors at all. And they say, oh yeah, good luck. Not sure what you should do, but maybe you should do this. I don't want any maybes. I want to go to like one of my closest friends, Sharon Lecter, and say, hey, you're a 5-time #1 best-selling author. What's the first step I should do? And she'll say, well, you know what? Not only this, but maybe don't do that, right? So they give you answers. They give you clues. Success leaves clues. And that's what Brian Tracy had mentioned to me very first day that I met him. So make the decision on a belief system, but you have to believe in yourself to not be mediocre. Number two is look for those strategies and those goal methods, set goals. So you set little, what I call, actually, I wrote this down the other day and I put it somewhere. Here it is. I call them QAWs. Well, now I call them that. Quick, awesome wins. That's what I wrote down. So make sure you have quick, awesome wins. What are they? Well, I just did this. Great. I'm going to compliment myself, or I'm going to call somebody and say, hey, guess what I just did? And you and I are really good at this. We compliment each other. We help each other and say, that's a great win. And somebody will say, well, I just made one phone call. That's great. But you made that connection call. You got off the couch. You did it. All right. So those are little wins. For me, I've got something called the 30-30, and I'm losing. I just started it today again, by the way. So I'm going to lose 30 pounds in 30 days, and I sustain it off for the next year or 2 or 3 or whatever until I decide to, buy a pizza. So the point is, though, I'm going to lose 30 pounds in 30 days. How do you do it? Well, you just start little increments. That means maybe no carbs that day, and then you applaud yourself. You're awesome. All right. And you leave little sticky notes in different places of your, leave it on your Maserati steering wheel, leave it, or whatever you drive, leave it on your bicycle, right? Leave it on your, put it in different places. That's what I do. And then, and the third thing is take action. And most of us don't take action. That's the thing, is we think about it, we talk about it, we complain about it, and then we go, well, oh, well, I'll let somebody else do it. Right. So again, I don't know if I answered the question. My name's Erik. Is that
you did beautifully. And I'd love for you to expand upon the action piece, because so much is left out. People are writing lists and they're writing their goals. the first of every year, they're so excited to start their intentions or their resolutions. I like saying intentions. People say resolutions, and they think about it all day, but they don't really take the action steps to really get them to where they want to be. Can you speak into like how important action is and what people need to do on a daily basis, like even at work? Because this is personally and professionally, like, what do you need to do to up-level yourself at work, up-level your business with regard to taking the action that you need to do?
Yeah, action is critical, right? So, I mean, you could look at it like this: if you hurt your leg, hurt your arm, or something, and you just leave it stagnant, well, it needs to rest. But then at some point, it's going to start doing atrophy, and that's what happens with businesses as well. All right, we leave something. I learned this from Brian Tracy as well years ago. There's an 80-20 rule, And if you pick something up, let's say I'm going to pick up a something to, I've got one of my books. Let's say I'm going to work on this book project today, and then I put it down. It's going to take me 80% of my effort and time and energy to pick it back up and realize what I was working on, rather than only 20% of momentum energy if I continue with it. So when you start a task, stick with it. Most people don't stick with their tasks. They start doing different things, and they're a master of, like, they try to be a master of everything. And really, you should pick 1 or 2 or 3 things that you're excellent at, and then combine them into a specific goal. There's a gentleman named, if you guys know him, Sir Richard Branson. So Sir Richard, I just want to go like that. So Sir Richard Branson talks about this. He says, like, to all of his assistants, he says, don't bring me anything at all for the next 3 months or whatever project time it is, unless it has to do with these 3 projects that we're working on. If it doesn't, I don't want to hear it. I don't want to see it. So action takes an attitude, and it takes literally the impulse, that doing it, getting up. The first step is just getting up. And this is an interesting thought, that I have a lot of my friends who are famous speakers and so forth, and we share a lot of stages, and a lot of them say, just say yes to yourself, and then figure it out as you go. So I sometimes do that. What I suggest is, you don't have a job, right? No problem. Get up, take a shower, okay, and then get in your car and drive somewhere. Something will happen. Something will happen. If you're looking at prospecting, what I do is, prospecting and getting more clients in front of you and so forth. Most people complain. They're like, where do I find these people? And they're trying to master social media, yet they don't realize social media changes every other month. Something else is happening. So you're never going to be above the curve. So don't get stressed out about it. But what I'll do is, I'll take a different route. So I'll literally get up and I'll just go somewhere. And I'll go to coffee shops. I don't really drink coffee that much, but what I do is I go to coffee shops because that's where other people are. So I'll walk in, my attitude is there of awesomeness, and people are like, what's that guy drinking? I want some of that. And then what I'll do is I'll bring one of my books. So if you're a best-selling author, bring one of your books, or this one right here. Grab this. Oh yeah, there you go. Yeah, 13 Steps to Riches. It's amazing. So you can bring one of the books and take a book and put it on your table. That you're sitting at a coffee shop, just put it on the table, and you're checking your emails or something, people walk by and they say, what's that? And they'll be interested in finding out. Now, don't put it like this, like it's a book signing, you're standing at the table like that. Right. So yeah, action is huge. Most people don't take action. If you need an accountability factor, or a coach, or a partner, you don't really need a coach, or for accountability, just get a partner, just call up somebody. Now, here's the secret. Don't call up somebody that's close to you. So don't go to your spouse or your best friend. Go to somebody who's going to hold you accountable to doing that. Because otherwise, let's say you go to your spouse or your friend or something, and you say, well, I was supposed to work out today, but I didn't get a chance. They'll be like, don't worry about it. You'll get it tomorrow. Right. Exactly. So you want somebody who says, what? Get out there right now. Hang up the phone now. Go. Right. And they force you to do so.
I love it. And I love what you said also about Sir Richard Branson with regard to his whole thing was focus. He just wants to stay focused instead of, like, the divided mind gets nothing done. Right. And the focus piece, this is and I want to get into mastermind and how important a mastermind is, to your point of what you just said as well. With a mastermind, it helps us focus on, like, what exactly is the next step. Yeah. And I really, first of all, I love the Habitude Warrior Mastermind. I love being a part of it. I love being a part of your book series. I love all of it. The mastermind is really, like, when I first joined yours, it helped me grow personally and professionally in ways that I never, ever expected. I say it all the time. I've never been healthier, happier, and wealthier in my life since I joined the Habitude Warrior Mastermind. And it's so many people don't really understand the power of the mastermind and the power of the focus and getting clear on exactly what you want and exactly what we need to do for our next steps to achieve those goals for, abundance and for success. So can you please speak into, first of all, the power of the mastermind? It's incredible. And bring just, a group of people together. Can you speak into that? Thank you.
Absolutely, yeah. So the power of mastermind is critical. Some people don't know what a mastermind is, and in its simplest forms, a mastermind is a connection and a connection and collection of two, three, four or more. Right? It's well, not two. It's actually three or more. And a true mastermind has about 7 to 15 individuals in it, but it's really just a collection of individuals that get together. They don't have to be, and actually it's encouraged not to be in the same exact industry, but have different types of industries or topics so that they can come in and collaborate with each other and say, hey, here's something I want to throw in the hat, or the hat in the ring, excuse me.
Right.
I want to throw this topic in the ring of this mastermind. Let's say you do it physically or in a Zoom, let's say like this. And what happens is that's the topic of discussion, and there's usually somebody in what we call the hot seat. It's actually the opportunity chair, and this is all based on we're certified through the Robert's Rules. I actually brought one of my books here. This little book. Oh my gosh, look how thick this is! It's like the Moby Dick of a mastermind. It's the Robert's Rules of order and meetings, and it's amazing that most people don't have an order of a meeting. Have you ever called a meeting together and you have all intentions, right? Intentions to talk about certain things, yet something happens or someone wants to talk about something else, and it just the focus gets dispersed. So what we do is we go through the mastermind certification, and you'll if you join one of our groups, then you'll experience that too. And the mastermind is so cool because you get to be in the opportunity chair to talk about anything that's going on in your life right now. Like it could be anything. What ours is about. Now you'll have different masterminds in different subjects, right? Some of them would be like just lead generation, or some of them would be investing in real estate masterminds. Mine is all based on habits and attitude. And it's also based on, I don't know if you could see, oh, you should go big screen right now. I'll show you one of my books here. So you have, there you go. Awesome. So you've got the Think and Grow Rich right here. We base, oh, there you go. It's so funny. I'm just going to name a book and bam, you bring it up. Let's see. As a Man Thinketh by James Allen. That one right there. All right. So long story short, we base it on the Think and Grow Rich principles as well. And it's just amazing. I'm not sure if I answered your question, but masterminds are awesome. They're super, super important for us to do. And some of you may be in a mastermind without even knowing it. Like going down to Starbucks, once a week and meeting with your team, your group of team of friends, and you're talking about different things. That's kind of like a stress relief mastermind, right? Because you're going there and you're connecting and you're getting reset for the next week, right? So that's imperative as well. Highly recommend masterminds. They're amazing.
And this leads me to the next point, which is your mastermind. Your mastermind is based on Napoleon Hill's Think and Grow Rich, the 13 principles in Think and Grow Rich, which leads us to the 13 Steps to Riches, the book that you just held up. Right?
Right there.
And that's based on Napoleon Hill's Think and Grow Rich, the 13 principles in that. I can't hold all of them up. Well, maybe I can.
One of them here. Yeah, we're actually doing 13 different books, guys. So check it out. 13 different books. Each book is based on one of the principles of David and Goliath. We have all these famous celebrity authors in there as well. Pretty cool stuff. What was your question about that, though?
I was just saying that it's based on Napoleon Hill's 13 principles in these books, and each of the books deals with a different dominant principle, like desire, faith. Like you got to have a white hot burning desire in order to get anything done in life. You want to have your life on track, you got to have a white hot burning desire about something. You know what I mean, in life, and you have to have the faith, the next principle, that you can get it done, as opposed to staying in worry, fear, lack, and scarcity. Distraction. Which those habits, people develop those habits without even realizing they're just bad habits that they're acquiring. Yeah. So this book series is literally like a linear, it's a strategy really with these 13 principles, how to go from A to Z in the most beautiful way to create the life that you want. Yes.
Awesome. Sharon Ledger and I wrote this one with 33 other authors, including you.
Beautiful. And you cannot be in faith and in fear at the same time. During a pandemic, if you have a choice, and we have a choice all day, every day on what we're going to think about, what we're going to believe, it's a choice all day, every day. I prefer to live in faith rather than fear. Erik, can you speak into being that you are the habits and attitude guru and you are the creator which I say all the time, is just brilliant. That it's nobody thought about this before. And Think and Grow Rich, for those of you that don't know, it was published in 1937 during the Great Depression. And it was still a best-selling book. Now, I believe it's next to the Bible. Like it's the best-selling book. And
the Bible is a great book.
It's fabulous.
The author is amazing.
Fabulous. It's magnificent. It's just incredible. Great guy.
It sounds really cool too. Yeah.
Yes. So with the 13, what was I just saying?
I don't know.
Think and Grow Rich. So anyway, with the 13 steps to riches, it gives you that linear. Oh, I was saying about living in faith as opposed to fear, lack, and scarcity during a pandemic, where we have a choice. We literally have a choice every day on, do we want to worry about, the air and the food and being in the shopping mall or the supermarket, or do we just want to live our life and be smart, do our due diligence, and still put a smile on our face?
Yeah.
Can you tell people how they can create the habit of breaking that fear, lack, and scarcity and get into the faith?
Yeah.
The gratitude.
Yeah. And faith doesn't have to be getting into the faith in a religious way. It's more of a belief system in yourself. Yeah. And in this book, let's see if I can hold it up again. Boom. It's like a book report. In this book, you'll learn 33 different authors teach you their stories of really diving deep into the word faith and into the belief system of yourself. Really, it comes down to, again, I'll mention right from the start, it comes down to to making a decision. To have faith and to believe in yourself, you have to do one thing first, and that is make the decision to do so. And then what I suggest is, if you have certain things that are holding you back, make sure you write those down, list them. I call it the quick list. It's called the quick list method. Just take 10 minutes and write down 10 things or 15 things, 20 things that are holding you back on a consistent level. And maybe that's your belief systems. What do you believe in this? What do you believe in that? What's your, like, I can ask all of you right now in this TV show and podcast, what's your income goal, or what's your what they call thermostat of your income? Because most of us have a thermostat of an income goal right now. And if you go way higher or way lower than that, then you do certain things, and it's called scrambling techniques. What happens is, let's say the saying is, you have too much month at the end of the money. As anyone knows that. So if that's the case, then you do scrambling techniques. You start looking for things you can sell online, right? Or you look for things you can cut. Maybe I can cut cable out. I can cut this out, or whatever. And then if you go too high over your threshold, your comfort zone of your income, then you start doing other techniques of giving it away and realizing, or not realizing, but making your mind think and realize that again, it's not realizing, it's faking it to you, saying that you're not worth it, you're not worthy. And that's detrimental, right? Because if I said, well, if you're going to win, like, for instance, you win the lottery, if somebody wins the lottery, typically 6 months later, they're broke because their habits didn't catch up quick enough to where the income came in. Does that make sense?
Yeah. Interesting. And years ago, many years ago, the thought of being a millionaire was like, oh my God, that's for everybody else. Like that's for people, even though I was around it, and I grew up around it, it was still, for some reason in my mindset, like 6 figures was great. Like that's doable. And, multiple.
And that includes the decimal point and the other two behind it. Yeah. 6
But multiple 6 figures, like in my head, yeah, that's doable. But once you said the word million, it was like, oh my God, like, the amount of work that has to go into that, I can't even imagine. And now it's just like, yeah, it's just as easy as 50,000. Like, as long as your mindset just expands and you're open to it, it's to your point, it's doable. It's doable for every single one of you watching and listening. It's just, what are you telling yourself? What are you open to? What are you open to receiving?
Right.
And like you said, you just have to stretch a little bit at a time, because if you're it's almost like the ocean going into a wine bottle. Like it can't happen. You just want to stretch yourself a little bit more so it gets more and more open, and absolutely doable. I wanted this time go so fast with you. I want to go into your free gift.
Awesome.
Which is A pass. Go ahead.
What is my free gift? I forgot. What
It's
are we
a
doing?
pass to sit in with the Habitude Warrior Mastermind.
That's a great free gift. All right. So are we really doing that? Hold on, let me ask. Are we really doing that? Okay, apparently we are.
I know.
So I'm just kidding.
Generous. No, it's generous.
So what we'll do is we'll give you a one free session to come in and check out one of our masterminds. And our masterminds are phenomenal. I mean, you can come in for so many different reasons. Like if you want to make more money in less amount of time, you want less stress, you want to surround yourself with winners, you want to learn from experts who actually have the experience of what they're doing, and they can teach you and help you, right? Because we're all a collective group to help each other. It's amazing. We have some people coming in that they don't really have positions where they're trying to grow their business. They just want to surround themselves with the habits and the attitude and the good feel, right? The good feel, or people who give you that great feelings on a daily basis. Because let's face it, how many of us get beaten up every single day? How many of y'all know some negative people out there? I mean, like, some people, don't raise your hand, by the way, if you're one of the negative people. But how many of you know somebody that walks into the room, they're so negative, and sometimes the lights seem to flicker a little bit, right? So be cautious that way. Surround yourself with the right type of people, and that's what our masterminds are all about. So if you'd like to, our sessions, we're all on Zoom or Zoom, I think. Yeah, we use it virtually. So you can be in any part of the world. It doesn't matter. We're there to help you. And we have people all over the world that join us. And we have about 8 or 9 different time slots. So you get to pick, basically, if you end up joining us, you get to pick like 6 or 8 different time slots that are 90 minutes long. And a lot of our members become master members, and they come to all of them if they really want to excel. But some, you do. You come to some that we're not even there.
I love it.
We meet like on every other Monday. We meet I think every Wednesdays. We meet on Thursdays. So there's a lot of different time slots that you can pick from. And what we want to offer you guys as listeners here and viewers is what's called a ridealongguestpass.com. If you go there, put in your first name, last name, your email, and let us know that you came from the Life on Track Summit from Erin Lay, and we'll give you a free session to check it out one time, so you can see if we resonate with you and you resonate with us. So that's our gift.
And what I love about it, for everybody listening, it's everybody from all walks of life in every different situations. If you're just beginning a business, if you just went through, a train wreck type situation, but you want to develop the habits and attitudes to move you forward in life, I would say onward and upward. Onward and upward, baby. There's people in all walks of life in this mastermind, but the key, the common thread through everybody is they want to succeed, and we want to see everybody in the group succeed. There is no competition. I said that in one of the masterminds recently, like, you can't compete with me because I want you to win too. Everybody wants everybody to win, which is a beautiful, safe, for everybody to be vulnerable environment. Exactly. Yeah. And I highly recommend it. So for everybody listening, take advantage of this. It's a free pass to sit in. You can contribute, and it's priceless. Thank you. Thank you.
Absolutely.
Very generous. You're amazing. So this time went so fast with you. Is there, first of all, tell everybody how they can get in touch with you besides here. And also, is there anything on your head or your heart that we didn't discuss that you'd like to say?
I'm great. I love this. This is an excellent time with you all. And ridealongguestpass.com is the best way to connect with us and take advantage of that. Our other website is decidetobeawesome.com, and there's some great free things in there as well as gifts.
I love it. I love it. I love it. Thank you so much. Thank you, Erik.
Thank you so much. You're the best. Keep slaying it.
That's my nickname, Slay, because I'm slaying it. Calls me the Slayster. It's so funny. All right. So thank you. You're amazing. He's
my pleasure.
Swanson.
Thank you.
And everybody can watch this interview. It's obviously streaming through Apple and Amazon and Roku and all of those.
You have some amazing guests coming up on all of your shows.
I know. And you've connected me with the majority of them because you're the connector. And that's why I said in the beginning, it's like Life on Track, sponsored by Erik Swanson. I love it. I love it. I appreciate you so much.
Me too.
It's amazing. It's amazing. Okay, so stay tuned each Monday as my guests and I bring you more information and insight on how you can get your life on track personally and professionally. Have a magnificent day, everyone. And always remember to live onward and upward. Love you.